Steph, after a season like that and a game like that, what did you feel was important to say to your team right after it ended?
Just how proud I am of them. You know, they have been an absolute joy to coach. It's an incredible group of women, an incredibly connected group. They're a great example to everybody what it means to just put one foot in front of the other, to persevere, to welcome people into the fold, to not give in to circumstance, to lead with grace and dignity, to sacrifice for a greater good and a common good. I'm so thankful to coach these women. And I'm just thankful for this experience with them.
Steph, it was obviously a really scary situation. Kelsey, is there any update on what happened with her and what exactly the injury was? And how did you all rally together to just stay mentally in the game after she went out?
She's got a lot of lower body cramping. She's currently at the hospital right now getting fluids. And unfortunately, we have a lot of experience in rallying around teammates. And you know, this group is all heart, man. Like, it's just really hard to put into words. They're just special.
Aliyah, how will you remember this group and this special run that you had all season?
Yeah, I mean, this has been my best year. Seriously, I think with the people that we had in the locker room, the amount of fun that I had on the court, off the court, in the locker room, you know, we just talked about how special this group was and how we're always going to be connected. And honestly, that's how I feel like these women became my sisters so quickly. And it was honestly just some of the best basketball I've had.
Yeah, obviously you talked a lot about the Fever taking a chance on you when you signed in August. Just what has these past couple months meant to you?
This, just from the moment getting picked up to now, I knew this was a special group. Like I said, they've been through a lot. The ones who've been here from start to finish, they've had a lot of changes throughout the season. And for us to continue to fight, we never back down. Every game, Coach pulled out the best in us. She kept pushing us, the whole coaching staff, everybody we have more. Coach kept telling us, we have more to give, we have more to give. So I'm super proud just to be a part of this group. We came a long way. We beat the odds. We weren't even supposed to be here. And for us to be here, we finished out strong. It wasn't the outcome we wanted, but we still got to hold our heads high.
Steph, rosters change from year to year. You'll never have the same group. What's that feeling when you walk out of here knowing this is something you'll be talking about for years?
I think the first word that comes to mind is just gratitude. I mean, I've experienced some special teams in this league, in this organization, but collectively, this group has been at the top. So I'm extremely grateful for every single one of them. We know this is going to be an off-season full of change in the league, but what these women accomplished together, I mean, it's a special story. It's a special story, and I hope one day it's told. But I'm so proud and so grateful.
Steph, we talked about resiliency with this team all season long, but tonight it felt like that wasn't a strong enough word. Have you been a part of a game like that and just felt like everyone laid it all out there?
I feel like there's so many games that we've had this year where that's happened. You know, where you lay it on the line. And you know, I appreciate what O said, because as coaches, we talk about this all the time. Like, this group continued to allow us as coaches to push them further, harder, to move the bar, to raise the bar. Oftentimes in sport, there's some resistance to that. And there isn't with this group. There wasn't with this group. And because of that, then because of their connectedness, they're able to accomplish things that some of y'all didn't think that they're capable of accomplishing. But nobody in our locker room had any doubt. And in our huddles, and we kept talking about it, that we're ready for these moments. And, Vegas in particular in that overtime hit a lot of tough shots. And that had to be the goal, make them hit tough shots, and they did.
Coach, you sort of addressed this in that last point, but did you feel like you did reach a point in that overtime where there was no more left to give, where you've gotten everything you could out of this group?
No. I just felt like there was a point in that overtime where they hit, think about some of those threes that they hit over outstretched hands. Especially Chelsea Gray hit a couple, Dana hit one. No, I thought we continued to give. I think they made really tough plays, championship plays, and that was it.
Yeah, it's always an emotional moment when you see a teammate go down. You actually helped Kelsey up the floor. You had just had your 5th foul, I believe. What was that sequence or couple minutes like for you, and how did you snap back into the game after that?
Yeah, honestly, I felt like I got just kind of emotional, see her down there, but for me, just trying to keep her calm, getting her slow breaths, and once she walked off the court, it was time to just focus on rallying around her and making sure that I'm focused for when it was my time to go back in.
Scott?
Steph talked about how the players rallied around. How about how Steph and the coaches figured it out and helped contribute to your best season ever?
Yeah, I feel like this season has been all about figuring it out. No matter what happens, what comes around the corner, figuring out the entire staff. Seriously, they just did a tremendous job with adjustments the entire season. No matter what, someone went down, we needed a different action. They were quick on their feet, and that's how they've been the entire season. And so tonight, when Kelsey goes down, no surprise. But I think it also goes to show our entire motto has been next woman up. And be ready, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I feel like that's exactly what happened tonight, and everyone was just ready when their name was called.
Aliyah, watching overtime from the bench with all of the injured players that you guys have had all season, what was your message or to the team, or what was that experience like for you to watch that group close out the season for you
Yeah,
guys?
it sucks, obviously not being on the court, but when there's nothing you can do about that, you just pour into other people. High communication, making sure the bench is full of energy, and that's really what we did. And as it got closer down, it's about, listen, we finished this game out strong. Every single game that we've entered, every single game we've played, it's about continuing to play and finishing out strong, and that's exactly what we did. So I'm proud of us.
Steph, back here, this season in particular, you mentioned how it's a story that you wanted to be told. What did this team do that has changed the landscape, arguably, in basketball in Indiana?
Number one, they kept getting back up collectively. And I think that oftentimes in sport we see one that might, two that might, they kept getting back up collectively. There's no circumstance that we went through on or off the floor, because we had some off the floor stuff too, that they blinked, that they held their heads down, that they didn't just stand tall and face head on. It's you don't see a lot of that nowadays. I know I sound really old right now, but you just don't. And they continued to pour into one another. They continued to pour into us as coaches. They continued to allow us to push them on days and moments when they could have very easily just given up. They loved on us, they loved on one another, and it makes it really special when it sucks that it's over.
Aliyah, last year, first round, this year, second round, elimination game, overtime.
Dang, you know what's next, right? Keep it going. Next year, finish it. All right, go ahead.
I'd love to know if that's where your mind's at, what you're taking away from. Of course, defeat isn't the best, but what are you taking away from the growth you've seen this year? You have to adjust to different point guards, adopt a defensive first sort of mindset. How are you assessing your growth year over year, and what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I'm super proud of myself. Just like you said, adjusting and adapting. And for me, a championship's always on my mind. I think no matter what happens, obviously you hate losing, but you kind of started with your question with just the progression that it's been. And so for me, obviously that's my mindset. We got a taste of it, Game 5 semifinals, and now we want the real thing. And that's honestly going to be our mindset coming in for next year. And I'm super excited going into this off season. Time to put a lot of work in and just get ready to come back and win.
We'll wrap up with the back.
Steph, I know what a competitor you are. How soon do you start thinking about, okay, let's start thinking about next year?
Tomorrow. I knew it. I knew it. I
See,
knew it.
this is what happens when you're on the same wavelength, good things
I
happen.
knew it.
What's that mindset like you both have? And why are you already like, okay, that's happened, we're on to the next?
It's because you can't hold on to it. I mean, you just look at it, and obviously we're going to be watching the championship games, and that's going to be the feeling that we want to be in that next year. And that's going to be the mindset is already prepping. I told you, we're ready to go.
And we're competitors.
Exactly.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, this makes you hungry for more.